It's very difficult to express the Manjari's dealings with Krishna because the Manjaris have no desire to mix with Krishna or enjoy Krishna personally. This is a repeat. Rather, the Manjaris are always ready to help Radharani associate with Krishna. The transcendental pleasure of the Manjaris, the transcendental pleasure of the Manjaris comes from seeing Radha and Krishna united. Of course, in 1970, when Prabhupada published Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, the essence or summary of Chaitanya Charitamrita, he didn't realize how deep this whole, these two statements I read from from Teachings of Lord Chaitanya is the complete tattva of Manjaris. And certainly I had no idea of that myself when we joined. I have some idea, but after 40 years and reading many books from different Goswamis, then I understand it. How amazing. And such a sutra means a small, few words. Prabhupada summarized the whole point. He calls the Manjaris in the first entry, he says, Radharani has, the personal associates of Radharani are called the Sakhis. And Radharani's near assistants are called the Manjaris. And I discussed already, but most of you came a little later, many. So near assistance, near means it hints at intimacy, closeness, and a speciality of the position of a Manjari. The Sakhis are personal associates, but they're not near assistants. They're very close, but not that close. They come to the gate of Nikunj, they're inside the Nikunj, and during Abhisar, they bring Radharani in Nikunj, and they bring Krishna in Nikunj, and they're there, and then they disappear at a certain point. And the Manjaris don't, because they're near assistants. And then the Sakhis may pull, it's like this, we'll get into all that, but it's amazing how much, as we talked about the Pravahe Vahe Shatadhara. Krishna's Kaviraj was glorifying the CC that he said, Shatadhara. And he said thousands and thousands of rivers. Dhara means river, current. Thousands and thousands of rivers are flowing from Ek Bindu Lila, from one drop of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, thousands and thousands of rivers. What's in that river? Two things. Premananda and Bhakti Tattva Gyan. Because that's what he said in the verse before it. He said that Lord Chaitanya's Leela is like an Amrit Sindhu. It's like a vast ocean of nectar. And even one drop of that nectar can drown a person. And he said not only that, the pastimes are... So here's a phrase by Prabhupada, or a few words, which have rivers and rivers of meaning. So if you put this together with what I'm going to read now from Upadeshamrita, which was published 5 years later in 1975, which we call Prabhupada called Nectar of Instruction, the translation, the Upadesh Amritam by Rupa Goswami Pad. There he makes it, he takes those points of philosophy and tattva and definition of the statements I read from TLSC, they define what is a Manjari. They describe her bhava. There's something called Gopi Bhav. So what is the bhav? The bhav is the mood of seva, the mood of how she sees Krishna, how she sees Radha, and how she relates to them. This is the bhav. Sentiments, feelings, seeing, actions. All your actions move around your bhav, how you see the world, how you feel about the world, how you perceive the world. You perceive the world through the eyes of your heart, if you're a human being, which is, the assumption is that humans have hearts. Animals perceive the world through their interaction of their senses, their eyes, and their mentality. The heart doesn't enter into it. They just function on sense impulse and the functions of the brain which interact with the senses. But we're a special creature. We have feelings. There's 8,400,000 species of life. And millions of species, I mean varieties within how many types of dogs, and there's so many beasts. And there's only one of those millions and millions of living entities that laughs. Laugh, ha 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 ha, right? It's human beings. This is a unique thing. So laughing is a feeling, joy.